There is a saying, what goes around comes around, right? What you throw, what you give to the universe, it comes back to you. This is exactly the situation with Doria Ragland. Now I want to share with you two set of pictures, actually one set of pictures and one video. The first pictures that you will see, the first set of pictures, you will see that Doria Ragland, she was sidelined by Meghan Markle when Archie was born. In fact, there is no picture where we see Doria is holding Archie. Never. I have never seen. If you have seen one, just send me a picture. Look at the first picture here. As you can see, Doria, this picture, some say this is Meghan Markle, okay, when Meghan Markle was born, very young, and this is Doria, her mother, holding the baby. And at the same time, you see that Meghan Markle, on the other hand, when she gave birth to Archie, there was no Doria. Look, Doria is just looking on when Meghan Markle is holding the baby. Let's take a look at the next picture. This picture is very obvious. Doria had no role to play as the grandmother. The Queen is looking at her, and Doria is again just there as a a spectator. Has nothing to do with the baby ever. I have never seen ever. Not just this picture. You can argue, well, the Queen is not holding, so why should Doria? You can argue with that, but we have never seen Doria Ragland being so young, so young. She can easily hold a baby, unlike the Queen. Obviously, she is 96, 97 years old. Let's take a look at the next picture here. This one is very easily visible who is in charge. This smile of Doria Ragland, it is completely fake. Okay, this is not a smile of someone who is genuinely happy. On the other hand, you have Meghan Markle smile, where she is kind of like giving off this impression that I'm happy, with my husband and my mother by my side. But the reality of it is that she is completely sidelining Doria Ragland. We see that every picture. Wherever we see Meghan Markle and her mother, Doria Ragland, we see completely contrasting facial expressions. Let's take a look at this next photo, the one I'm talking about. You will see what I mean by that. Look at this. This is another picture where Meghan Markle is looking very happy, absolutely happy, delighted, in charge, of the whole situation. Where she, Doria Ragland, look at her posture. The hands, they are very tight, almost like defensive. She is not going to open up. She is looking pretty, looks like okay. I'm not, too excited. It's not a face of someone very excited. But obviously, if you take a look at this facial expression of Meghan Markle, on the other hand, the way she's clapping shows, man, she is in control, and that her mother really doesn't have anything to say in whatever they are doing. Now, this is a picture from Meghan Markle from her early childhood. Let's take a look at this video, because this video it claims something very outrageous. Take a listen.
She became quite the huntress with the angelic face. And then one day, the director and producer Jerry Cohen, he invited Doria to some party at his house. And that's where she met Thomas Markle. So Thomas Markle stood up for a young girl when she started to be molested by some drunk director. Thomas Markle at the time worked as a lighting director at the studio, and he was well off. At that time, his salary was about $200,000 a year, which was a lot. So he started to really care for Doria, and he also tried to suppress rumors of her bad reputation. And Doria loved that he was such a gentleman, but most of all, she really liked the financial situation of her suitor. And Doria's father was opposed to this relationship with Thomas because he considered Thomas to be an old libertine. But Doria had skills. She was able to manipulate the groom, claiming that her father refused to support her financially, and she just didn't know how she was going to live because she didn't have the means to live. And then Thomas fell head over heels in love with this unfortunate and defenseless girl. So he asked her to marry him. And Doria did not invite her father to her wedding. Remind you of...
Okay, so it sounds very familiar, right? Almost exactly what Meghan Markle did to her own father, Thomas Markle Sr. Doria Ragland set an example, according to this report. Okay, according to this report, she set an example of how to treat your father, how to get, head over heels with your husband, newly found love. Love, quote unquote. It was really about, for Doria Ragland, according to this report, It was really about money, status, because Thomas Markle Sr. at that time, he was working in a very high position. He was making $200,000. That time it was huge, like you would become millionaire. This is what this report is suggesting, that Doria Ragland went for the money, gold digger. This is what people say. Nevertheless, when we take a look at these pictures, I want to take you back to these pictures where I showed how Meghan Markle is treating her own mother. Doria Ragland has been widely sidelined by Meghan Markle because of whatever reason. I mean, maybe it is just the karma, as I said in the beginning of this video, that how you treat other people is exactly how people will treat you. Karma, right? What goes around comes around. Doria Ragland, the way she treated her father, because her father, according to that report and I showed you, her father did not agree to the marriage, right? And then Doria Ragland was like, no, I need to marry this guy because of status. I am going to be financially free and whatnot. Exactly same thing what Meghan Markle did when she found Prince Harry. I need to marry this prince because I don't care if he's younger than me. I don't care what he's doing with me. I don't care if I'm happy or not. What I really care is money, status. Meghan Markle, in all reality, today we see her very, very clingy, looking for that happiness from her husband, and when her husband at the same time we see doesn't really care much about her. So what goes around comes around. It will be inevitable for Meghan Markle to have being treated the way she or the way her mother was treated by herself and also by her father. The point here is that Doria Ragland, she did something that had an impact in the life of Meghan Markle, and perhaps this is true, that Doria's dirty secret, Doria's dirty little works had caught up with Meghan Markle, where we see Meghan Markle doing exactly the same thing. Let's take a listen at this video a little bit more and then I'll finish.
Of someone, but unlike her daughter, Doria did invite the rest of the family to the wedding. And then afterwards, Doria didn't really want to work at a film studio anymore. Instead, she persuaded her wealthy husband to open a travel company for her. And she also
Hyundai Tucson versus Toyota RAV4. Hyundai Tucson wins every time.
quickly got pregnant with a child. And that's when the future Duchess of Sussex entered the world. So Doria Ragland really wanted to find a wealthy husband who also happened to be an actor. So she didn't get exactly what she wanted, but she did manage to find a husband. He wasn't an actor, but he was from a pretty close environment. He worked as a lighting director. He got a good salary, and he wasn't the last person on the set.
I'll not play the rest of the video. You get the point. If you're new to this channel, consider to subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.